And I think it's very important for everybody to be engaged because that everybody's on the same page.
It's about, who's willing to change gears at the right time.
Go out, go have fun, and just take it to them.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler. It's time for another edition of the Zac Bruney Show. Currently joined by Wheeling University head football coach Zac Bruney. And Zach, guys had a bye week this past week. Talk a little bit about the rest and kind of how it helped your team get ready for this week's game.
Well, it came at a good time. We had a really tough, hard-fought road win against a very good team in Fairmont. But we use it to get better, to work on us. Put a little bit of extra preparation in for the upcoming opponent. We had 3 days of practice, we had 3 days of lifting and meetings, and a little more mental work, allowed our bodies to recover a little bit, between physical sessions on the field. But anytime you have a bye week in a sport like ours, it helps. Hopefully it helps more than it hurts, but you still have to prepare the right way and not lose the momentum that you created by, having a couple wins, a couple good road wins, and the rhythm of the season and the rhythm of practice and the rhythm of preparation. That can't be, you don't want to lose that rhythm going into or coming out of a bye week. So hopefully we can adjust and handle it the right way coming up this week.
And as it has been the last couple of years, a really hard-fought game with Fairmont State there. You guys come out with the win late. Talk about that Fairmont State game and kind of how that went for you, what you saw as a coach.
Well, I was proud of them. I was really proud of our guys, proud of our team, proud of our coaches. We played extremely hard. And I felt like we controlled the game in the second half. I thought we had a really, really good third quarter. The final 8 minutes, or the last 8, or the middle 8, as a lot of coaches like to refer to, the last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half are very critical junctures in the game. Now they took a lead into halftime, but we came right out to start the second half with an excellent drive on offense, scored, tied it. They came right back like good teams do, and got a good drive put together and scored. We answered, and we got a stop, and we scored again. We got a block punt, and the momentum shifted a great deal in that game in the middle of the third quarter. And I felt like we played extremely well for 60 minutes. I felt like we played probably our best 30 minutes, our best half of football was in that second half in all 3 phases. Got contributions from all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams, and the complementary football was really well done. So we're proud of them for that.
And you mentioned you went into halftime down. What was your message to your team at that point that kind of sparked them to that 20-point third quarter?
Well, just to keep playing, to keep punching, to keep swinging, and to keep working. Anytime you're playing a good team and anytime you're on the road, you have to handle the ebbs and flows of, the football game. Not everything's going to go our way all the time. They're going to make their plays, so are we. Control what we can control, and that is anytime something might go against us, can we respond the right way? And we did. And if we do have some success, can we sustain that success? Can you sustain the success on offense, defense, and special teams by just playing the next play and playing the next possession? So no matter what the result is, good, bad, or indifferent, for each play in each series, you got to respond and come back and continue to play the next plays the right way. So our guys did a really good job with that. That was the message. Just keep playing. We got some good adjustments on both sides of the ball that helped us schematically. I thought the coaches did a real nice job with some second half adjustments at halftime. And like I said, our special teams, we got some things fixed. We had a couple issues with our punting unit just from a blocking schematic standpoint in the first half. We got that shored up, and then we executed and got a block punt as well in the third quarter. So really well done by the coaches, and then the players just put the plan in place for the second half and went out, played extremely hard, and executed for 30 minutes.
And then during the week, you guys got recognition from the conference. Adeo Landigan, Leonard Sherrod, and Davion Bates, all honored by the conference. What does that mean for your program to get that honor through the conference player of the week?
Well, it's great to get our guys recognized for playing extremely well. I told our team this, after the game and throughout the week last week was, individual performances get accentuated and get highlighted by great team performance. So our team had a really good performance on OD and special teams, because it was, we won the game. We won the game in difficult circumstances. We won the game against a good team that was, receiving votes in the top 25 in the country in the coaches poll. So with a great team performance, individuals' performances can get highlighted. And that's what we had. We had some really good performances, like you mentioned. Ade, Leonard, and Davion all got recognized by the conference. But we had some really good performances from other guys. Jeff Deska played extremely well at linebacker. Our defensive line played really well collectively, got after the quarterback, sacked their quarterback 4 times. Our running back room collectively scored 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns by DeJuan Green and Amarion Taylor, and then Stevie Mitchell caught a touchdown pass. So the wide receiver room had some really good performances individually. So individual performances is great, but it takes total team effort to highlight those, and we got that.
Currently joined by Wheeling University head football coach Zac Bruney. And Zac, you guys are now 1-0 in conference play. What does that give you confidence-wise, knowing you've won back-to-back games now and you're starting out 1-0 in conference?
Well, the conference is vitally important. You want to, the non-conference games are very important. Conference games to win, the goal is to first and foremost get to a point where you're contending for and winning a conference championship. So to win your conference opener, on the road, hopefully boosts our confidence. I want our team to be confident but not cocky. Confidence instills belief. Cockiness instills a, kind of maybe an invincibility type of, attitude. You don't want that. But you want confident guys. You want a confident team that believe in each other and believe in themselves. So I think it's given us some confidence, and I wanted to play last week because I felt like our momentum and our confidence in our team was moving in the right direction. We just, our schedule dictated we had a bye week. So we're excited to get back out there this week in a full game week preparation, and hopefully that confidence instills execution and a continual, build of good habits, practice habits, and I'm seeing that from our guys, and I like where we're going.
And you guys preparing for West Virginia Wesleyan here this week. Talk a little bit about the Bobcats and kind of what they're going to bring to Bishop Schmidt Field.
Well, they're a team that has good players that are very athletic in certain spots. They have a very good defensive end. They have a really good Mike linebacker. They got some big defensive linemen, and they got some athletic guys in the secondary. Their quarterback's very athletic. He can run and throw. And they have some very athletic receivers with some length and size. They have 2 very capable running backs. They have good personnel. They're still trying to, I think, find it, from a full 60-minute standpoint. But they've been in pretty much every game that they've played to this point. So they're a dangerous opponent. We always get their best shot. But like I told our guys in scouting report just a little bit ago, it doesn't matter what the records are, because everybody's 0-0 on Saturday, and whether you won last week or lost last week or have a 5-0 record or an 0-5 record or a 2-2 record or a 3-2 record, whatever it is, it doesn't matter, because in that moment on Saturday, for those 60 minutes and those 3 hours of competition, everybody has the same record in that moment of time. So it's just about going 1-0, and we want to play our best football in that moment of time. It's not about who the better team is on paper, it's who plays the best. So we want to go out and play our best on Saturday.
And finally, obviously a big weekend for the university, homecoming and Hall of Fame weekend. Lots of families are going to be in. What's it going to be like playing in that atmosphere and kind of handling that big moment?
Well, it's exciting. The homecoming festivities, the alumni weekend, the Hall of Fame. That's great for the university. It's great for the community. Our guys will be excited to play in front of that type of crowd and that type of environment. But I told our guys, leading up to this week too, that's for everybody else. The events and the activities and everything that kind of goes into a homecoming or an alumni weekend is for those people, the families, the alums, friends. But we have a job to do, and we got to go out and execute and practice really well this week, so hopefully we can play at a high level But it's exciting, it's exciting, and I'm proud of our university and our athletic department, and there'll be some great events this weekend that everybody hopefully can enjoy, and then hopefully we can capitalize on a great crowd and great energy and go out and play well.
Thanks, Zach. Good luck this week. Can't wait to see you out there.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
For Wheeling University Athletics, I'm Zach Ziegler.
And I think it's very important for everybody to be engaged because that everybody's on the same page.
It's about, who's willing to change gears at the right time.
Go out, go have fun, and just take it to them.